Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Friday. Thankfully, yes, it is Friday. It's been a crazy week. You know, every week's crazy anymore, right? Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And, well, if you missed the gold and silver pullback, well, you missed it, right? Yeah, it lasted, I don't know. How many hours did it last? Not very many. Pretty much came all the way back yesterday, now getting ready to close at new record highs. Silver getting ready to close above $48 possibly today. So hold on to your hats. The government shut down and no economic data. I don't know. Maybe it's better. Right? Let's just not give any economic data. Everything seems to like it. Wall Street's up today. Gold and silver up. Everything's up, right? Maybe that's what we need. Is we just won't tell anybody how good or bad things are going. Speaking of good, big meeting down in Chandler next Wednesday. So Wednesday the 8th from 5 to 8 p.m., Nando's Mexican Cafe, 1890 West German Road. Please RSVP here at Patriot to let us know if you will be attending. It's going to be another meeting. Listen, we're getting everybody ready to be able to buy and sell TEXIT on the exchanges. This is what these meetings are. Bring people. Obviously, new people are always welcome. We will always cover some ground for the new folks. My buddy Wayne, Wayne is our Patriot expert when it comes to the exchanges. He's going to be there. We're going to have a taco and enchilada bar, a taco and enchilada bar there for you guys, 5 to 8 p.m. in Chandler, because we know that for a lot of you, listen, this is a big place, big town. As promised, we're going to try to have meetings all over the place the following Wednesday. So this is going to be the 8th. The following Wednesday, we'll have another meeting up in the Dare Valley Air Park. But for those of you, and really for those of you that can make it and may need multiple meetings, get down to that Chandler meeting, again, next Wednesday, 5 to 8. Please RSVP. Of course, why do you RSVP? So we make sure we got enough food for everybody. 800-951-0592. I'm really excited today. I've got a guest. Jason's always super busy and can get on the show when he can. But I've been on his show multiple times, and now I'm going to have him on ours. JR, another money show. This is a show in Phoenix. We always talk about people that, financial planners, and when you talk to people about managing your money, and they don't have the same values as we do, right? And it's annoying. Right, and they always want to tell you to sell your gold, right? Sell your silver and all that other stuff. JR's been in this business a long time. Matter of fact, some of the things like this have been like generational business. But their big thing is, hey, you better have gold and silver. You better have some leaded. You better have some ammo, some guns, some food, right? JR, you're a guy that gets it, and it's one of those things where all like-minded people that are really skeptical of what the government is doing, all the debt, the inflation, all of what the banks are up to, you're the guy they should be calling.
I agree completely. Let me start up by saying thank you so much for having me. I'm sitting here on my hands. So, today's my favorite day. Today's day 3.
Friday.
Day 3 of the big shutdown. And it's a Friday. Oh, that is wonderful. So thanks so much, Joe, for having me on. I listen to you and Jason every chance I get, and I will tell you I am a fan. So, yeah, I'm in a 4th generation, fully independent, veteran-owned family practice, which is, we're a different animal in the world of Edward Jones and Charles Schwab and the big wirehouses. And we truly believe in moderation and diversification. So these stock jockeys that think all you should do is stocks, and I'll tell you what, for the last 15 years, they've had a good argument to make. I can tell you what I've learned over almost 30 years in the business. Money goes down a lot faster than it goes up. So I do anticipate some changes a-coming, and we want to be proactive, not reactive.
There you go. JR, now tell everybody, because you do a show every weekend.
Yes. So we have another money show. We're on 960, the Patriot, and that's a sister Salem station. We're on at 5 in the morning until 6, and then we're on at noon until 1. And I'll tell you what, our show, it's completely different. We are not a 1-hour infomercial. Our show is on current events and how they're likely to affect your future, your finances, your kids, your grandkids, that sort of thing.
And just full disclosure, JR's also a TEXIT miner as well. So just another reason to deal with all of us like-minded people out there. Listen, we don't have a lot of data to talk about, but we'll talk about the shutdown, what's going on in the markets, why are gold and silver continuing to roar, and what did J.P. Morgan just say about it? 800-951-0592, Joe and Jason. We've got JR with us today, another money show, Saturdays on the Patriot here in Phoenix, our sister station. A quick look in here. Listen, the Dow's up 300 points. Why? I don't know. Again, maybe because there's no news, right? Government shutdown, who knows? The S&P's up 27, the NASDAQ's up 58, the 10-year note is up at 411, crude oil is up. I don't know if it has to do a big explosion at the California refinery. And I was worried. I'm like, oh, no, here we go, because that's where Phoenix gets our gas from. The explosion was in where they're making their jet fuel. So hopefully that doesn't mean gas. Gas prices here, they're almost $4 here. I know everywhere else they're gas is, I guess, cheap now, right? Because it starts with a 2, not here in the Valley of the Sun. Gold and silver absolutely flying right now. TV gold, 39.05. Remember, that is a December contract. Silver, man, 47.90 right now. And that's the spot price, 47, pretty much $48. Gold's up 23, 38.81. Great job yesterday. You guys about wiped us out. The only thing I got left, I got 10 $20 gold pieces, $37.50. Got 10. Take them, leave them. I don't care what you do with them. But here's the deal. Today's the last day, and it's Friday. It's crazy. $130-something below spot on these 20s, which will just mean, the bad news is this will just mean Monday it's going to be more expensive. We'll probably be looking right around $4,000 plus on ounces.
It's amazing,
of gold,
Joe.
Jason.
It's a 10th ounce of gold is $460.
Yeah, I know. And well, right now the mint's out. The mint is out on 10th ounce. They're out on half ounce, out on quarter ounce. Silver premiums are up. Gold premiums are up. So jump in here. It's interesting. And I want to get JR's take on this, but we've been talking about this, especially the last week or two. Everyone's kind of talking about, hey, everyone's trying to figure out a way to buy less U.S. debt. Usually when there's a flight to safety, if you will, for lack of, that's what they used to go. Oh, people rush to the U.S. bond market. They're not doing it. J.P. Morgan, they may be the last to the party, but they are now saying that here is what is going on in this unprecedented rally, talking about the gold markets. They're saying that there's a fear of missing out as people are looking for alternative assets such as gold and crypto. Remember, we told you we've got the winners. As they are now calling this J.P. Morgan, the debasement trade is now going on, saying that a combination of factors in conversations with our clients. So think about these. I mean, like JR's, the great part about me, if you meet with JR, he's going to be like, yeah, good. You got gold? Great. Yes. Right. JP Morgan standard answer was, no, you don't want that stuff. Now their clients are saying, listen, if you don't give it, if you can't provide it for me, I'll find somebody who can. Citing geopolitical concerns, policy uncertainty about longer-term inflation, concerns about debt debasement, persistently high government debts across most major economies. Really might as well just say all major economies, concern about the Fed's independence, waning confidence in fiat currencies, and a broader diversification away from the U.S. dollar. And it's one of these things, JR. Are you hearing the same thing? Is this what your clients are telling you?
Yes, and I'll tell you what. I mean, we're lagging behind. This country, we were considered the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry for a long time. We were the go-to for safety. I mean, come on, Joe. We're $37 trillion in debt. We've got problems with healthcare, borders, real estate, commercial real estate. The BRICS nations are de-dollarizing us. They're going to replace us. Everybody sees the writing on the wall. So we're no longer the go-to. And what's the alternative? Hard assets. These nations with the gold buildup is incredible.
Yeah, and then, Jason, we heard yesterday from Tether saying, hey, we've changed plans, right? We're now these are the stable coins, and you guys are hearing a lot of talk about stable coins, and part of the plan with the stable coins is, hey, they're going to help buy a bunch of this debt that nobody wants. And that is true. It's not like they don't buy it, right? But all of a sudden now they're like, yeah, but that's not the only thing we're buying, right? We're buying Bitcoin, and we're buying gold, and we're buying a lot of it. Tether yesterday, 50 metric tons of gold already in their possession, and saying to everybody, oh, by the way, we're going to keep buying it, Jason.
Yeah. Tether and stable coins are looking very likely as the central bank digital currency without calling it so. It's going to be a tool to oppress. And I heard JR talk, and Joe says it all the time when it's kind of what we talk about there, the dollar going away. What I see is the dollar is going to continue to be used to hurt the average guy. If everyone starts spending yuans, I don't think it matters. Yuans are dollars. I try, and Jared, I don't know how you see this, but I see all world currencies of countries that are inside the world system, which is essentially the entire planet at this point. It doesn't matter if they spend yuans. I know that the BRICS is supposed to be this big boogeyman that's going to make the dollar look weaker. everything, all these currencies are nations that have central banks that work together. And the only thing that they really don't like, the only thing that really would hurt the currency system of the world is something that doesn't act inside their system. And that's why we do gold and silver. That's why we've been pushing TEXIT Coin so much lately, is because these are tools that are outside that. But is there, I don't know, Jerry, is there really a difference between a ruble or a yen or a euro or a dollar if they're all just trading amongst each other freely inside their central bank systems?
No, it's all fiat currency. It's all air. It's smoke and mirrors at this point. When they're ready, they're going to push the button and we're going to have a new system.
Yes.
Our debt problems, we're not alone. This is global. I mean, look at the trouble China's in. I mean, this is truly global. So, I'm watching what's coming. And with the Genius Act passed this summer, I mean, the government's basically saying it's game over. They're just getting ready with their finger on the button. So we're going to have big changes coming up. And I can tell you when you're not sure what to do, go ahead.
No, finish out, JR. Finish out.
I just, when I talk all the time about normal financial planning, what do financial planners do? What have they done forever? They take your date of birth, your income, your assets, your approximate tax bracket, and boom, they have the magic for you. You know what they don't do? They don't take into consideration the world around us. And the world around us is changing rapidly. When you guys first reached out to me about TEXIT, I bucked it a little bit. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's air. And I'll tell you what, people like me, old people, we might not understand it. We might not like it. That doesn't mean it's not coming. So any financial planners that right now aren't talking to you about alternative assets and about diversification, I don't get it. Is it just the pressure, the quotas, the sales? They have to keep their seat?
Well, JR, real quick before Joe goes in, is I've told a lot of people this about TEXIT Coin. It's like, well, really all it is just a pile of money. And then they get that look on their face, I don't want to do that. It's like, but everybody that I present TEXIT to, you're involved in a pile of money. It's called a bank. Now, the bank does have a brick and mortar store, right? There is actual physical people that are working there, but TEXIT Coin has the same thing. What it is where do you have the most faith for your pile of money? That's what it all comes down to. Now, gold and silver, commodities are different. Commodities are essential. They're real, right? So they're unbreakable. But everything else, currencies and different types of assets, where do you want your pile of money? And that's what I try to stress.
And the best thing about TEXIT is, listen, you can't give them a pile. The most you can do is a little over $26,000, a little under $27,000, right? It's a way to take a little sliver and diversify it away. Crypto is coming. It's here already. They're telling you this. Why not be able to take advantage? I want to share, listen, this is how fast things are changing. So I just told you, J.P. Morgan is now calling it the fiat debasement trade. How about Morgan Stanley, their chief investment officer? So this is not some low guy on the totem pole no, this is their head investment guy. His name's Mike Wilson. Shattering decades of Wall Street, publicly declaring, now JR will know this, right? The classic 60-40 portfolio, right? 60%
stocks
equities, right? 20 or 40% bonds, right? Well, guess what he just said? He goes, nope, that's over. Still says 60% equities, 20% bonds. 20% gold. Jason, this is a huge change. And I know for JR, you probably spent your whole career with people telling you about the 60-40 portfolio, and all of a sudden, it seems like just in like the last 6 months, all the big banks and big firms on Wall Street are very quietly saying out loud, you better have something else besides stocks and bonds or you're going to be in big trouble. And they're not talking, remember maybe up to 5%, right? That was something like that. No, look at what they're talking about now. Hey, you better have 20% of your assets in gold. It is a significant change because now they can say, well, we told you it was going to come. We warned you. We said you better have 20%. Do it. That's your fault.
Well, and they're so late, and they're so backwards. I mean, when you bring up Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan Chase, I mean, they were the ones that slammed cryptocurrencies. So did Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and some other famous names. And now they're adapting. Same thing with gold and silver. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't J.P. Morgan Chase, didn't they kind of manipulate silver for a while? I guess I should be careful what I say. I mean, now all of a sudden they're saying 20%. They're late. I mean, I've been sending people to you for over a decade, Joe. I mean, I've been telling people you better be proactive, not reactive, for over a decade.
I don't know what's happening, but I think the squeeze is here. Silver now up $1.35, 48.25. Gold's up $30, 38.90 right now. And again, I think the question really is, how far above 4,000 is gold going to be this year? How far above 50 is silver going to be this year? Is it going to be a straight line? No, but here's the thing. It tried to correct yesterday, and look at what's happened less than 24 hours later. It's even higher today than it was yesterday. I mean, that's how fast everybody's jumping in. We'll be back after the 800-951-0592. I still got the 1020s. I can't give them away. They're like, I don't know, right? 37.50. Gold is 38.90. Wow, crazy silver. I got to change silver prices. Everything's way more expensive now. I mean,
it didn't drop very long, did it, Joe? It didn't drop for very long.
Well, by the time yesterday closed, gold and silver had pretty much made it all back, and now today, look, silver's like up $1.50. Absolute craziness. But again, guys, JR, I like what JR. Oh, they're late. No, they weren't late. They weren't. You know why? Because they had all their big clients in them. They were buying all of this stuff. Remember what we were saying? Gosh, the retail guy's not buying. But the big guys are. Right? And we thought, well, it's China. It's emerging countries. It's sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds. Well, now it's stable coins. But now all of a sudden, J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, right? You go through the list. Now they're finally telling you guys about it right at the same time. Stuff's starting to go out of stock, right? All this stuff, it's just this pattern over and over and over. The only thing they were late about, JR is right, they're late telling us, right? Believe me, they knew well. I promise you, J.P. Morgan stopped shorting silver and started buying it all without telling anybody. I can almost assure you of that. But I hope, listen, and this is the thing, it's early. A lot of people think, oh, I've missed it. Oh, no. This thing is just getting started. So if you want to take advantage of those $20 gold pieces, 800-951-0592, as now Morgan Stanley, JR, saying, hey, the 60-40 portfolio, take it out back, take it to the woodshed, put it out of its misery. J.P. Morgan saying, yeah, hey, we're going to call it the debasement trade. They're essentially telling everybody what you've been saying and I've been saying for a very, very long time. This nonsense about spending money, out of control money, and somehow the central bank can fix everything with it raising or lowering of interest rates, the game seems to be over.
The game's definitely over. I mean, and you've been warning for this. I mean, you and Jason, Jason, I love your peanut butter jar analogy. I mean, you've been telling us what's going on. and now it's here. So their finger is hovering over the button to push the reset. And, the thing with J.P. Morgan and so forth, I mean, you're right. They were early. They were buying, but were they passing it along to their high net worth wealth clients? Were they keeping it for themselves? They know that some people are going to stay standing after the reset and some are not. So this world is the same thing over and over. The rich get richer, the poor hover, and the middle class shrinks. And that's what they've done to us once again. Yeah,
the lower class, I'd say the communist class, because they're living off the government. Anytime you live off the government, you're living in a socialist / communist form of government, and the more they grow that, the more control those that are the ultra wealthy have over everybody else. This is why everything you watch on television is controlled. Everything that's on your cell phone is controlled. They'll censor you if you say the wrong thing, because they don't want to lose that ability to mold financial markets. And what we're talking about how, and you're saying to JR, how bad things are about to get. Joe and I, we say how bad things are going to get. It's kind of a broken record. I mean, it is getting worse. I don't see a catastrophe that just completely blows up America. I see a slow, grinding, lower standard of living, and they just give us these horrible emergencies that scare the hell out of everybody. And what are these emergencies? It's COVID, or it's 9/11, right? Sometimes you can bake it in as an economic disaster by itself, but that's because, it's because those greedy big, not the central banks, the greedy big bankers and their mortgage-backed securities and the collateralized debt, their CDOs are collateralized debt obligations.
We had to learn all these terms, right? Yeah, it was their fault.
Bad bankers. Oh, no, not central bankers. Bad big bankers, right? So as long as they can make it a huge emergency and all the fingers are pointed away from those that actually make the decisions, we'll have another one. And JR, I don't know how long you've been listening, but when I was on in 2018, when Joe took me on as a partner, I told people when I first came on the radio and into 2019, the next 9/11 is coming. I told everybody, get your stuff together, figure it out, and financially put yourself in a better spot, because it's happening. And people don't, and Joe's heard me say it before, people don't put enough stock in the 2020 COVID crash. 33% of the market evaporated in 6 weeks. It was the fastest, largest crash ever. Yeah, it bounced back in record form. Well, that's because the government, with their Federal Reserve central bankers, decided to double the money supply. So, of course, it bounced back. And we're heading, Jerry, in my mind, to something worse than that COVID crash, that nobody wants to talk about the COVID crash. That was an extremely bad crash, and it wasn't the boogeyman disease. It was baked into this weak system, JR.
Well, and it's still going on. It's still a built-in excuse for everything bad. And I agree with you, Jason. I mean, Anthony, my stepson and co-host on another money show, he joined me in 2018. And the one thing I've been saying to him ever since is, I'm not wrong. I might be early, but I'm not wrong. It's coming. It's slow. Things aren't going to crash next Wednesday, but they're going to crash over 20, 30 years. And I mean, if it's okay, can I ask you a little bit about the banks? I mean, one of the things that I shout about, if you look up the 2010 Dodd-Frank regulations, if you look at the rest of the world, this country, our country, is ripe for a bail-in. These banks have no money. I mean, we talk about, cornering the silver market, all of that stuff. But you know what we don't talk about? Mom and pop in this country that have money in the banks. And I know you guys do a great job talking about it. In general, people don't. We're on a fractional reserve system, and there's no money. On March 16th of 2020, speaking of COVID, Jason, the government said to the banks, you don't have to keep anything in reserves. Prior to that, they had to keep 10%. So, okay, that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. So March of 2020, they said, hey, banks, you don't have to keep any money. You can put your money in mortgage-backed securities and mortgages and reverse mortgages and derivatives and whatever you want.
Well, and JR, real quick, Friday the 13th, March 13th, 2020, was when Trump declared it an emergency. And then that's when you can take measures that you don't have to go to Congress for and get laws passed. That happened. That was March 20. Joe, where were you on Friday the 13th? You were in Colorado that day. We were going to have this big radio event, and the sheriff felt a little too much heat from Jared Polis, and we had to come on the radio and do a bummed out, angry at COVID show. because what you talked about happened. Declare an emergency,
Yep,
but
it showed up on Monday.
worry about the little picture of a disease on your screen. But wait a minute, don't worry about all this financial regulation we're changing right under your face.
800-951-0592. However many $20 gold pieces I have left at $37.50. Once we've sold out of those, $39.95. Yeah, so what would you rather pay? Of course, then again, gold may be $39.95 next week. Right now, gold $38.90, silver $48.25. The Dow up 300 points, as again, we don't have any government data as the government shutdown continues. But we're talking about, go ahead, Jason. He's waiting.
Hey, we had a text that says, what is JR's podcast, and give his business name.
Oh, nice. So, business name is Rochford and Associates, and we're in Sun City. We are nationwide, though. We have military clients and so forth. So, but yeah, our podcasts are on all of the Amazon, Google, Spotify. So, and again, we're on the radio on 960 a.m. every Saturday at 5 in the morning and at noon. So if you want to get a hold of us.
And it's another money show, correct, JR? Another money show.
Yes, sir, which is kind of tongue-in-cheek because we are anything but. We are not an hour-long infomercial.
There you go. All right, Joe.
So there you have it. And a quick reminder, please RSVP the big meeting down in Chandler this coming Wednesday, the 8th, Nando's Mexican Grill from 5 to 8 p.m. Again, what are we doing? We're getting ready, and we want everybody to that is involved in TEXIT to understand and know, hey, how do I turn this into whatever they say is money, so I can pay for things. If I don't care what it is, whether people are out there. We had 2 people last week bought houses. This is. I keep telling people, you better get used to the fact that you can seriously change your life here for at least a little bit until the mine is full. We got a couple of months left, and then you're basically left like all the rest out there. Try to buy low, sell high. This is like a dividend that it pays you every single day for the next 135 years. But if you don't know how to monetize it, it does you no good. So Wayne's going to be at this meeting in Chandler on the 8th. He is our guy. He's going to show you how to if you're already on DexTrade and need help there, he's going to do that. But he's really going to focus on Biconomy, one of the newer exchanges that we're on, because it is U.S. friendly. You don't need VPNs. You don't need to worry about know your customer laws or anything like that. A little easier, a little simpler for all of us. And then the following Wednesday, we'll do another one at the Deer Valley Air Park. Of course, Jason, they just had a meeting this past Wednesday, but especially for those of you that you need a little more help, try to get to both. Try to get to both, because you'll get there faster. And if you haven't gotten in to TEXIT with us, I hope you get into something. I do. But this is it's totally different. It is, we took the best things about crypto, in my opinion, and made sure that as many people as possible can benefit versus whoever's got the most money. Whoever can build the biggest mine, they get to control the coin. We didn't want it that way. We're a clone of Litecoin. Why did they pick that? Because they could have made their own. Really simple. They wanted something that everyone knows works. This has been tested, right? Litecoin's one of the bigger coins out there. But why did we want to do that? Because we want to, when we bring this to the community, you know what's really different about TEXIT versus any of the rest? Because people will tell you, well, there's nothing novel here, and why would people use it why wouldn't they just use Litecoin? Has anyone told you how to use Litecoin? Has anybody gone directly to the communities that they live in, gone to the mayors, and said, hey, this is how you can use crypto to your advantage? They don't know. Think about it. How many of us actually knew anything about crypto at all outside of, well, we know Bitcoin and Ethereum. We don't really understand it. But 90% of us weren't even involved in it until TEXIT. And what was one of the big things we said? Well, we're going to do it together. Right? We're going to show you how to buy it, how to trade it. And here's the cool thing. By becoming a miner with TEXIT, you get coins every single day. Every day. Well, what if I sell all my coins tomorrow? Well, guess what? That night, you're going to get more. You're going to get more. And this is something where the benefits of crypto are real. And what do I mean by that? Well, right now, anyone using a credit card out there, it's really, by the time you're done with credit cards, it's 4%, at least. Have you ever balanced credit card statements? Oh my God, they make it impossible. Right? They literally don't even, when you balance a credit card statement, let's just say someone charged $5,000. You want, okay, well, you'll just see $5,000. Not on a credit card statement. No, well, this much is this, and then the points, and then the fees. It's impossible. Well, how about this? If you use crypto, you save the 4%, and you get an opportunity to make 4%. They just need someone to show them how, and that's what we're doing with this. And I think this is why it is going to be the next big thing. Final segment coming up. Man, I can't believe it. We still got some 20s left. 37.50. You guys are really making me work way too hard. 37.50. Gold right now, well, it's not as high as it was. I'm sorry. It's 38.89.80. So can I say 38.90? Can we say 38.90? $140 below spot on whatever 20s I've got left. Sure is looking like we're going to close at another record. Is it going to be above 3,900? Looks very, very possible. Silver unstoppable here, closing in on 48.50.
What happens to silver if it hits 50 next week? Right.
You know what? I think it's going to be interesting.
60.
I would imagine that one of two things. It's either going to just blow the doors off, that's a good possibility, that it just says, and here we go. Or we get maybe like what we saw yesterday, $1 or $2 pullback that lasts for half a day, and then it blows the doors off. I think those are the two likeliest scenarios. The next likely one is it hits 50, pulls back, consolidates maybe in that $48 range, and then blows the doors off.
I think it goes to 60.
Those are the choices.
I think it goes to 60. I think
listen, it may.
From 50 to 60 is 20%, and that's not an unheard of push when it hits the so-called, I think it's record. I've been calling it record high since it's been in the mid-40s. It's in record high territory, but if it's in the absolute high, which is 50, I think 20% to $60. I don't see it going to $100 immediately. We're not going to get 100% from $50, but 20% from $50 is $60, and I think that's very realistic to see that by Thanksgiving, Joe, and maybe before.
Yeah. So I want to thank JR for being with us today. He'll fill in like with Jason, if he ever takes a day off, we'll have JR fill in. But JR, really quickly before you leave again, give out, obviously the name of your company, but when you're on, the name of the show, how people can find you.
So we're on every Saturday at 5 in the morning and at noon. It's Another Money Show, and you can reach us at 623-523-0444, or you can email us at team@anothermoneyshow.com. And thank you so much for having me. I mean, this is a dream of mine. If you have me back on, my promise to you, I'll be less nervous.
You were great, JR. You were. He's very humble, and he says really nice things to me, and it makes me uncomfortable. So thanks a lot, JR. I'm sure we'll see you at the TEXIT events, and then JR does this little thing once a month that I like to pop into. So we'll talk soon, brother.
Sounds great. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Thanks, JR. Awesome.
Yeah, and then coming up next, it's TEXIT Friday on the Half Empty Cup. Guys, listen, if you're such a skeptic, do me a favor. Call up, buy one seat, $995. I've got a funny feeling that if you do, before the mine is full, you'll have called back and added more seats. I'm just, because why do I say that? So far, that's literally like what everybody's done. God bless you, Patriot Radio News Hour. But Jason and I are going to wrap up the week with our short version of the Half Empty Cup. Stay